So I've been pretty much sick this entire week where my nose has been extremely stuffy and just trying to get over this cold, and it's actually making me not be able to make videos, of course, because I can't really smell fragrances that good. And I've just been drinking a lot of tea. Of course, jasmine tea is my go-to since that's one of my favorite floral notes, and I love the way it smells as well. But let me know your guys' favorite tea as well. And also during this week, because of my cold, it's actually coming from this bipolar weather I'm having here in Ohio, where one of the days has actually snowed this week and another day was 75 and sunny, so stay tuned. Hey, what's going on? Hunter here and welcome back to my channel. And if you are new, what I do is I make fragrance related content. So if you love fragrances, make sure to subscribe button down below and also make sure to follow my fragrance Instagram page as well. But another week means another weekly fragrance rotation, of course. This is a series that I do pretty much every single week, so make sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on that. But if you are not familiar with the series that I do, we pretty much go over what fragrances I chose to wear on each day, the kind of weather, how many sprays I did, and of course if that fragrance got any comments or not. So let's hop right into Sunday. Okay, so for Sunday, it was in like the mid 50s, kind of a gloomy, cloudy day as well. So it wasn't too hot, wasn't too cold, but I did pull out one of the best entry-level oud fragrances money can buy, especially at this price, which is extremely affordable. Of course, I'm talking about Banana Republic's Oud Mosaic. So when I say entry-level oud, that just means you never smelled oud before and you're actually kind of curious about what oud smells like and you don't really want to spend hundreds of dollars on a bottle of a good oud fragrance. This is one that I would recommend 10 out of 10 times. It's that good. It definitely does still have that barnyardy oud to kind of warm you up into that note, and that's exactly how it's supposed to smell, alongside some plum and a little bit of rose as well. Just such an incredible fragrance, but on that day, I only did do 3 sprays of Oud Mosaic because I kind of just stayed at home and relaxed, and actually watched the Dallas Cowboys game as well. And if you did not know, I'm a big Cowboys fan, so don't hate me if you hate the Cowboys, of course, but let me know down below your guys' favorite NFL team if you do watch the NFL, of course. But on that day, we actually lost against the Eagles. It was a very hyped up game, a phenomenal game as well, but we did not get the W, unfortunately. But no comments, of course, because I wasn't really around anybody, but that's what I pulled out for Sunday. All right, so heading into Monday, it's also a very low 50-degree weather kind of day, also cloudy, and I was at work for the majority of the day as well, and I put out a brand new fragrance that I just picked up and the first time wearing it. Of course, I'm talking about Ralph Lauren's Polo Cologne Intense. Now, how I actually describe this is actually a modernized version of Ralph Lauren's Polo Green, which is sought after, one of the most sentimental fragrances in my collection as well, but it does definitely have a dated kind of vibe about it in today's day and age. This one, however, brings a lot of mintiness. It's still very, very green, just extremely minty. Doesn't really have that tobacco and pine that is actually known for in the OG, unfortunately, because that's one of my favorite aspects about the original Polo Green, but this one is still phenomenal. And actually on that day, I did do 10 sprays of this one as well. I did get a compliment from one of my coworkers that never compliments me. I was kind of walking by her and she's like, "Hey, do you smell that?" And then she got a little bit closer and said, "Wow, you smell so good." So yeah, first time wearing it, got a compliment, and like I said in my unboxing video, I could definitely see this one being extremely crowd pleasing. A lot of people really enjoying this one as well. It still is masculine, but it's just modernized with some ambroxan also. So yeah, phenomenal fragrance. I cannot wait to wear this one more often. Okay, so for Tuesday, it's actually a little bit colder in the mid 40s, still pretty cloudy as well. And I put out yet another brand new fragrance in my collection. First time wearing this one as well. Of course, I'm talking about Missoni Wave. Now, I am so happy I found a bottle of this stuff at TJ Maxx finally. I've been looking for it for a little while now. Unfortunately though, I got it during the fall time, and this definitely works the best for maybe like the spring and summer. It is a little bit aquatic, a little bit floral, but all in all, just a phenomenal cheapie, guys. I highly recommend anybody, if you come across this stuff at the rag stores, you have to pick it up. It's honestly that good. But on Tuesday for work, I did do 10 sprays of Missoni Wave to get a full body wearing of it to kind of test the performance, test how it actually develops on my skin. And I actually did get a compliment with Missoni Wave from a coworker, but she's actually on a different shift. I was kind of walking in front of her, and I guess she caught some of my sillage when I was walking, and she kind of like yelled out, "Hey, you smell so good," and I just kind of said thank you very much. But yeah, Missoni Wave is definitely a compliment getter. If that's what you're looking for, you're gonna have to check this one out, guys. It's worth the hype 100%, especially at around the $30 mark that you can find these at. It's a must buy, like I said. All right, so on Wednesday, it was honestly snowing when I woke up and went to work. It got down to like in the low 30s. And this is like tradition to me. This is my favorite fragrance for a snowfall, and I just cannot wait to pull it out any longer. Of course, I'm talking about Maison Margiela's By the Fireplace. If you're not familiar with this fragrance, it's pretty much like a personal fireplace along with you to kind of keep you warm, cozy when it's extremely cold outside. It's like chestnuts roasting on a fire, very nutty, very woody, and a little bit smoky as well. I did another 10 sprays with By the Fireplace. I honestly kept the 10 sprays pretty consistent throughout the entire week just to kind of test my fragrances and see how they perform and such. But I did get another compliment on that day as well with By the Fireplace from a coworker. She came over to me, she's like, "What kind of cologne are you wearing?" So I told her I was wearing Maison Margiela By the Fireplace, of course. And then she said I smell different every single day when I walk by her. And I kind of explained what I do is my YouTube channel and stuff like that. But yeah, By the Fireplace, people love this one, especially during the colder months. It's just so warming, so comforting, so inviting, and just so cozy. This is a must have for the winter, especially if you live somewhere that gets extremely cold and snows. For Thursday, it was another very cold day, I think in the high 40s and low 30s. And I put out one of my favorite designer tobacco fragrances, hands down. Of course, I'm talking about Viktor & Rolf's Spice Bomb. Now, on that day, I was also at work pretty much all day long. I did another 10 sprays of Spice Bomb, of course. And Spice Bomb is usually a powerhouse fragrance. It's very strong. It pushes off the skin extremely nice. It definitely does have that cherry pipe tobacco vibe in here. Very peppery, very tobacco heavy, and just all in all, very good for the fall and winter time. On that day, I was extremely sick. Like my nose was running like crazy, and I could not smell Spice Bomb whatsoever off of me, which was unfortunate because I was really looking forward to wearing this one and smelling it. But on that day, I barely detected it, and I got no compliments as well with Spice Bomb. Looking for a tobacco, spicy, peppery kind of masculine fragrance, you have to check out Spice Bomb, especially the original. I love the original. It's my favorite out of all of the flankers, and trust me, there's a lot. You have infrared, you have night vision, you have extreme, you had fresh before, which got discontinued, but you can never go wrong with the OG. All right, so for Friday, it was actually sunny in like maybe the mid 60s, so it was actually a pretty nice day. It was definitely decent, better than the rest of the week for sure. And I pulled out Parfums de Marly's Layton. Now, Layton is one of my favorite kind of apple pie smelling fragrances. It definitely does have that gourmand apple pie vibe because there's apple in here, there's vanilla. And yeah, it just smells so quality, so good. And it definitely does work a little bit better in the colder weather. On that day, like I said, it was a little bit sunny, but I was just so in the mood for Layton. It's by far my favorite from the house of Parfums de Marly. And on that day, I did another 10 sprays of Layton, which is a nuclear beast mode. You do not need 10 sprays, guys. I'm telling you that. I know some of you only spray like 1 or 2 sprays, and you think I'm crazy for doing 10, but there's also people that spray like 20 plus sprays. So I'm right there in the middle when it comes to my spray routine. I usually average maybe around 7 to 10 sprays most of the time, but like I said, I was trying something different, tried 10 sprays for the week. But that's what I chose to wear. I got no compliments at work with Layton, but I did enjoy this one so much. Wrapping the week off on Saturday. So on Saturday, it was very nice, very sunny, and it was in the 70s. So definitely the nicest day of the entire week. But on that day, I kind of just ran errands, got some stuff that I needed to get done. And then later on in the day, ended up watching the pay-per-view of UFC, of course, with Charles Oliveira versus Islam Makhachev. Let me know down below if you guys are UFC fans. I know some of you are, but I'm a huge UFC fan. I'm usually watching it every single Saturday. But on that day, just to kind of run errands and relax, I put out Dossier's Musky Gaillac. Now, this is actually a clone of Le Labo's Musky 13, I think it is. Now, I never had the opportunity to smell the original Le Labo, but I love this fragrance. I love the scent profile. You definitely get that leathery Gaillac wood in it as well. And believe it or not, I heard that this is actually Justin Bieber's signature scent. So if you ever wondered what fragrance Justin Bieber wore, I think it is Le Labo Gaillac 13, if I'm not mistaken, which is very interesting. But on that day, just to kind of chill, run errands, and watch UFC, I only did do 3 sprays of Musky Gaillac, just to kind of have a clean kind of smelling fragrance around me. I was still getting over that cold, and I didn't want something too heavy just to kind of lounge around and relax. So this one was absolutely perfect for that kind of situation. But that's gonna do it for my weekly fragrance rotation. Let me know down below what fragrances you guys actually chose to wear throughout the entire week. Leave a like on the video if you did enjoy it. Subscribe if you haven't already. And I'll see all you guys in the next fragrance upload. Take care, everybody.